theme of Road Safety Week in 2008 is Stop, Imagine, Change, and it's very much about family and community road safety and people protecting the ones that they love. And Break is asking everybody to stop and imagine the devastation caused to families and communities through road deaths, and to do that incredibly uncomfortable thing and to really imagine how it would feel if they took a life, if they killed a child because they were speeding, if their own child was killed because they'd not ensured they were wearing the correct restraints, and then change that behaviour that they need to change to protect families and communities.
Back in 1985, my father was run down by a drink driver and was sadly killed.
And obviously, I mean, that strikes a chord with some, for instance, the parents of Anne and Baron Peake. I mean, do you think that not enough is done to promote road safety on the roads?
I mean, every bit helps, you know, and if they could do more, it would be fantastic. Sadly, they only have a road safety sort of campaign once a year, regional ones and nationally ones. I think it'd be better, you know, if you could have it, you know, 2 or 3 times a year, just make people think about it a little bit more.
Yeah, do you think that's the problem, especially for parents, do they not often think about the safety of the child in the car and their own driving?
Yes, I mean, yeah, there are some parents, you know, that don't put seatbelts on the children and things and don't even manage them properly when they're walking on the pavements, you know. You hear about some horrific stories, should I say, on the roads. If more could be done in schools, maybe, you know, educate them a little bit more would be helpful. But certainly as for the road users themselves, you know, they need to be more aware, you know, imagine what it's doing to people and just think about the devastation it causes, and you know, every little bit of publicity helps.
Now, as you say, your father was killed by a drink driver. Do you think that there should be tougher sentencing for people who drive and drink and then, as you know, cause an accident as yours?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, my father's accident was 24 years ago now, and he only got a year ban and £100 fine, which is absolutely nothing, you know, in this day and age. Although the sentences aren't getting more tougher, they should be even more tougher again, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different issue though, isn't it? The drink driving campaign, do you think that isn't hammered home enough?
Not at all enough, no. I mean, they do promote it a lot more at the Christmas time about the drink driving awarenesses. You know, I support them every year all over the country, but I think they should do them a little bit more in the summertime as well. You know, there's still a lot of people drink in the daytime and get inside their motor vehicle.
Indeed. And what do you think is the significance of launching this campaign here in this primary school?
I think in primary school is always a good place to launch it, you know, because sadly there are, you know, hundreds of children killed all over the country on the road. So I think, again, you know, promoting it at a school is going to make the children even be more aware, you know, be more cautious when they're crossing the road and things.
In September 2006, my wife Stephanie, who was 35 at the time, Anna's mum obviously, she was a lollipop lady on duty outside this very school. A bus went out of control, crossed over to the wrong side of the road and struck her while she was on the pavement, while she was on lollipop lady duty, and she was killed instantly. I was off work that week coming to pick Anna up, and I kind of heard the crash and I was the first one on the scene, and you can imagine what it was like and what we saw and all the other parents saw. It's devastated us.
And I presume that's left a massive void in your life.
Just, you never get over it at all. I know it's a bit of a cliche about being a life sentence, but it is for us, because it's the first thing you think of in the morning, it's the last thing before you try and go to sleep. Myself personally, I'm trying to bring a little girl up and my son who's nearly 18 on my own, and it's just life-changing, new things you have to learn practically as well as coping emotionally without, you know, Steph, who I expected to spend the rest of my life with and see the children grow up together.
And before the accident, I mean, had you ever given much thought to safety on the roads?
I've been a conscientious driver, but this has made me realise what lethal weapons cars can be. Cars, buses, trucks, you're stepping into a lethal weapon every time you get behind the wheel, and in a split second, things can change that can devastate a family's life, and you just made me change my driving attitude. Just speed limits are there for a reason, road signs and safety signs are there for a reason, and I guess you don't realise until personally you've gone through something like this just how much carnage there is on the roads each day.
I mean, the statistics are shocking, aren't they? The amount of people injured and killed every year on the roads. Do you think enough is done to make drivers aware of how dangerous driving can be?
No, I've seen the facts and figures off Brake. They're obviously running the road safety. I didn't realise that 9 people were killed and injured each day just in the northwest alone. I don't think anyone would have an idea of how shocking the figures they are, and unless they see them on the news, like hopefully this week's going to promote.
Can I just ask you a little question? What would you like to say to people who maybe don't drive properly? What would you like to say to them?
So let's drive carefully, don't we, hey? So when the children have got their mummies and daddies to always be with them, eh? That's what we want, isn't it?
And are you looking after your daddy now? You're a very brave little girl, aren't you? This week, the MEN, in conjunction with Brake, are launching this campaign for road safety awareness. How important is that campaign?
It's absolutely vital. I think one of the real problems is that people don't realise how dangerous the roads are, and anything that can be done, whether it be Road Safety Week or any other event that promotes road safety and actually shows the devastation that's caused by accidents happening and people being killed on our roads, all those things are positive steps in improving road safety.
I mean, the statistics are quite high. In the northwest alone, 13 children were killed last year because of road-related deaths. Are you quite worried by that?
In fairness, there has been some progress. The number of deaths on the road has gone down, but it's not going down fast enough. And we always need to do a lot more to promote road safety and to make the road safe, not just for our children, but for everybody.
And what ways can we actually make driving safer?
Well, I think first of all, actually making people aware of how dangerous the roads are, but also encouraging drivers to drive more sensibly. I introduced a bill in Parliament last year to reduce the default speed limit from 30 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour, because I actually think in local areas having lower speeds will massively reduce the number of serious and fatal accidents, because statistically, if you hit at 20 miles an hour, you've got a very strong chance of survival, but the faster that a car is going, the more likelihood that someone's actually going to die when they're hit by a car. So I think that's one of the things that we can do that would have a massive impact, because most road deaths or serious accidents are actually on our local roads. They're not on motorways at 70 miles an hour. They're actually at lower speeds, 30 and 40 miles an hour. So getting the message across to drivers about how dangerous local roads can be is really important.